It's January 11th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today in the Treasury Titans. Nothing in this video is financial advice, but I have to ask you a question. How can you not be in love with being on Team Saylor? I just don't get it. Every Sunday, we get a massive announcement like this. Every Monday, we get the full reveal of exactly what happened over the course of the week. I mean, this is just such an amazing and fun company to be a part of. Yes, I know that we had a major negative price action in 2025, and I'm sorry for people that bought in the 400s and the 500s. All I can say is this company is amazing. The fundamentals keep getting stronger and stronger. Michael Saylor, Fong Lee, Andrew Kang, the entire strategy team, they just keep getting better and better. They keep trying new things. They keep pivoting and adjusting when they need to. They're just doing all the right things to build a company that's not going to perform amazing necessarily year to year, but decade to decade deliver generational wealth. This is my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I've put in the time, I've put in the effort, the thousands of hours, literally. I put in a minimum of 2 hours a day just listening to Michael Saylor, listening to his content, listening to his interviews, consuming content around it. That's a minimum of 2 hours a day on my morning walk and my evening walk. That's all I do for that 1 hour each in the morning and the evening, 2 hours total, is listen to Michael Saylor content, listen to strategy talk, listen to what's going on with Bitcoin in the world, and putting in the effort, the energy, the time. I mean, that is what I'm committed to. So a lot of people may say, hey, JLD, you are just so laser focused. You can't see outside of that. And I'm fine with that. I don't want to see outside of that because I've seen the light. I'm going all in. This is my one chair. And if you don't want to be on this one chair, that's totally fine. That's totally okay. All the bears that come onto my comment section and are just posting all over the place about X, Y, and Z, my response to them is always, listen, you literally are clueless. You have not put in even 10 minutes of time to truly understand this company, while I've put in 1,000. And by the way, Mr. or Mrs. Bear, if you want to mention any other company, I will just hold my hand up and say, I have no idea because I have not put in the time or effort on that company. That's why I can't fathom that people want to come out with these incredibly strong opinions and comments about something they literally have never taken the time to understand. People out there like Adam Livingston and Dan Hillary and Ben Workman and Punter Jeff, these individuals have taken the time to understand Bitcoin and taken the time to understand strategy and taken the time to understand who Michael Saylor is, what he stands for, and what he's creating. These are individuals that I surround myself with. Who do you surround yourself with? Because as I've said many times before, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's a Jim Rohn quote. Who are your 5? And by the way, for those of you that are going to comment today that I'm one of your 5, I'm really honored that you're also one of my family as well, one of my crew. So thank you for that. And let's move on to Michael Saylor saying big orange. That's with a capital Bitcoin B, because guess what? Stretch was absolutely humming for a minimum of 3 days. It looked beautiful. I'm hoping for another big week. I'm expecting another big week, especially the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, and probably into the 15th. So definitely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Probably into Thursday as well. There probably will be some sell-off on Thursday and Friday because that's just what happens with Stretch, because people are going to take their dividends and then they're going to go invest their money somewhere else. Again, this is kind of the great transition, the great flippening that's happening for those people who have been following that, as we kind of get rid of the weak hands and move into the longer institutional hands of people that are just buying and absolutely holding. So incredible things are going on. Big orange. I'm excited to see what I think is going to be, definitely hundreds of Bitcoin that were purchased through Stretch. Potentially, I mean, this is kind of what I'm leaning in towards because of the big orange comment. Potentially a ton of Bitcoin was bought using the MSTR ATM as well, because Michael Saylor knows the current Bitcoin price is such a steal. It's such a deal that he's going to, even at 1.02, 1.03, 1.04 MNAV, he's still going to take that 2, 3, 4, 5% premium that he has and buy more Bitcoin, as in my opinion, he absolutely should, because we are at below 0.1 million, which is just an insane time to be. I mean, I feel so lucky and blessed to be in this time with you right now, knowing what we know. To me, it's just absolutely incredible. So big orange, I'm expecting a big buy from Stretch specifically, probably a little buy from maybe a couple of the other prefs. Again, those bigger buys for the other prefs usually come like the week or 2 weeks before their quarterly dividend payout, as everybody kind of rushes into those to buy to get the 3 months worth of dividends, on the actual date, which, this last one was December 30th. So really, well, December 15th was a snapshot date and December 30th was the payout day. So there'll be another one of those in 3 months from that time frame. So anyways, big orange. I'm expecting a lot from the preferreds. I'm expecting specifically Stretch. I'm expecting also there to be a decent amount to maybe a large amount with this kind of comment from Michael Saylor from the MSTR comment ATM. And we're just going to keep stacking as we head into 2026 and beyond. Let's move on over to Michael Saylor, who says, running Bitcoin. Yes, you are running Bitcoin. You absolutely are. So thank you for what you do. I'm excited to be on board. Chris says, investing is easy when you distill it down to its basic fundamentals. Identify world-class people running world-class companies, pursuing a huge TAM, that's total addressable markets, that they are uniquely positioned to dominate. Buy it at fair prices to allow for margin of safety, and then do nothing. Literally do nothing. I am incredibly happy personally with my entry level of strategy. I feel very lucky that I was buying 18 months ago, and I've been dollar cost averaging ever since. But honestly, if I bought at $543, which I didn't, but if I had, I would still be so confident in the next 10 years, knowing what I know now. That's just me, because I've put in the time, I put in the effort. So I would still do absolutely nothing. This is a cool post from Adam Livingston. He said, some MSTR math to blow your minds. Happy weekend, goblins. He goes, want to blow your mind with some MSTR math? Bitcoin is at 90,000. Bitcoin appreciates at a 30% CAGR for 5 years. MSTR gets to 1 million Bitcoin on the balance sheets. That is a Bitcoin NAV of 335 billion. A 1% premium from the market would be worth 3.358 billion. That's correct. A 1.01 MNAV is 3.35 billion in premium. That means 1% premium in 5 years is enough to cover over 4 years of their current dividend obligations. That's a 4.04x to be precise. 1.1 MNAV would be 33 billion in premium. 10% premium in net assets then is over 40 years of today's dividend obligations. What can you do when you have a 30% CAGR over 10 years, 1.5 million Bitcoin, and 1.5 million Bitcoin on the balance sheet, and with a decade of pref inflows? Preferred equity inflows are constant upward pressure on the MNAV and constant upward pressure on the Bitcoin price. If you're a bearish MSTR, either you hate Bitcoin or you can't do math. There is no other position. Strategy will be the most valuable company in the world. I believe every single one of these words. One, because it's just logic. It's just math, and math is math. And two, listen, Bitcoin either succeeds and then MSTR blows every other company out of the water, or Bitcoin fails. And guess what? Then both Bitcoin and MSTR fail. We're not trying to pretend that's not going to happen. So here we go. Call a spade a spade. You believe in Bitcoin or you don't. Hugh says, if you don't own Bitcoin, you will end up being owned by MSTR. And then I wrote, I own both. He wrote, wise. Thank you, Hugh. We have Strategy Max. He says, strategy does not create shareholder value. IBIT does not create shareholder value. Digital credit sales create value. The sales proceeds go into Bitcoin. Dividends pay less than Bitcoin gains annually over 10 years. Value equals price. What I don't understand is that people always come and they say, John, like JLD, like I just can't believe it. Like, how are you so bullish on MSTR? They don't sell anything. They don't have a product. I'm like, they don't have a product. Their product is offering people an 11% return on their cash. You can take dirty, filthy cash and get 11% 11% annual return paid out monthly. That's not a product? Of course, that's a product. That's probably the best product in the world because it's backed by 673,000 Bitcoin and growing with 2.5, almost 3 years of cash coverage and growing. That's not a product? Of course, it's a product. Most products out there the companies sell are going to be obsolete tomorrow. The iPhone 17 is going to be obsolete. Then they come out with the iPhone 8. Every product that's out there is going to become obsolete at some point. Guess what? 11% yield annually on dirty, filthy fiat. That's not going to become obsolete. That is not going to become obsolete. That is a product that is going to stand the test of time. End of story. Mike Alfred says, there's a simple truth that the bears are clearly too dumb to grok. All the large sellers in Bitcoin are gone, vanished, disappeared, capiche. The only folks left in the field are large institutional caliber buyers, ETFs, treasury companies, aka Michael Saylor, nation states. We are going higher. You better believe that. It's the first time I've made a post that has this individual, Terry, in it. I noticed many X users are surprised that Stretch actually works. This could be a stepping stone to understand that MSTR also works. Those who study MSTR aren't surprised. And for now, live with what appears to be asymmetrical info only understood by the market 6 months to 1 year later. And that's giving the market a lot of credit. At the end of the day, it's probably going to be a lot longer before most people really catch up to this. Listen, now we have a great video clip from Michael Saylor. So I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Michael Saylor just made an $835 million bet buying the Bitcoin dip. Right now, Bitcoin's fallen almost 40% off its October high, and the big money is buying the dip. What's your strategy? Now might be a great time to convert your IRA or 401k to Bitcoin with the help of BIIIIIIIGGGGG. Plus, you can fund it with pre-tax funds, then continue to invest in it over time as you do any other retirement account. BIIIIIIIRA protects your assets with end-to-end insurance, highly secure storage, multi-encryption, and registered with the US government. Your IRA is fully IRS compliant. Best of all, you can trade crypto within your retirement account without incurring taxes on any buys or sells. Just go to BIIIIIIRA.com/JLD and request a free info guide. Once you do that and open your IRA, you'll get a free ledger. Bitcoin has proven time and time again to rebound, every cycle going from a higher low to a higher high. With Strategy's latest purchase, Michael Saylor clearly believes Bitcoin is at a discount. Time for you to get into. Go to BIIIIIRA.com/JLD to open a tax-sheltered IRA in Bitcoin. When you want more for your business, start with Northwest Registered Agent and get access to thousands of free guides, tools, and legal forms to help you launch and protect your business all in one place. Build your complete business identity with Northwest today. Your business identity is more than your logo or website. It's everything that defines who you are and how you operate, from what your customers see to what they don't, like operating agreements, meeting minutes, and compliance paperwork. With Northwest, you'll get more for your business, more privacy, more guidance, and more free resources than you'll find anywhere else. For nearly 30 years, Northwest Registered Agent has helped entrepreneurs form, grow, and protect their businesses. They're the largest registered agent and LLC service in America, powered by over 1,500 corporate guides, real people who know the local laws and can help you every step of the way. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and get your complete business identity in just 10 clicks and 10 minutes. Visit www.northwestregisteredagent.com/JLD free and start building something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at www.northwestregisteredagent.com/JLD free.
Digital credit is then the stepping stone to the final thing. And the final thing is digital money. And the idea of digital money is not 10% dividend yield with a 10 vol. It's 8 or 7% yield with a 0 vol, right? What if I give you a bank account that pays you 7 or 8% with 0 vol? You put $99.71 in, you get $99.71 out. But until you take the money out, you get 4% more than the risk-free rate in the currency that you live in, right? That is the perfect product. I submit to you, well, I used to think the iPhone was the perfect product, but the iPhone, you got to actually be able to hold it and look at it, and you got to be awake, or maybe be able to hear, or be able to see. But, you know, a bank account that pays you 8% or 7%, you could be deaf, dumb, blind, in a coma, unborn child. You still want that. You want that for your heirs not born for 20 years, right? So what is it that everybody on earth wants, right? And you know, in the English language, there's a word for what everybody on earth wants, for universal utility, and the word is money, right? You want money. Okay, when I give you a bank account that pays you double what SOFR pays you, if I give you double the money market, or if I give you, you live in Japan and I give you 6% or 8% in yen, I'm literally just giving you free money. Okay, I know it sounds difficult. It is difficult. It's like building nuclear reactors in order to give you free electricity or 1 penny a kilowatt hour electricity. It's hard, right? You basically have to create a layer of digital capital, not our doing. Then you have to create a layer of digital credit. It takes a lot of equity capital, right? We have 60 billion now. We'll probably have the most digital equity capital in the world forever at this point, because no one's going to catch us on this network. And if you have that credit layer, the last layer, digital money, can be created by partnering with a bank or a money manager. Like, you just basically go to a large bank or a BlackRock or a Vanguard or the likes, and then you create 80% credit, 20% cash equivalents, put a 10% buffer of currency reserves on top of it to strip the last vol each day. And you have just put shock absorbers on the credit. And the credit is, of course, sort of like damped, volatility stripped, risk stripped capital, right? And that's the 3-step process. So the day I realized why I was here is I realized we're here to fix the money. What's the second best? There is no second best.